Hello. So, hi, thanks for joining us for today. Happy Wednesday, everyone. So let's kick started. Today, our webinar is about PDF to Excel. So this is like a problem that a lot of people face, no matter it's in tax, in real estate, in financial statements. There's tons of PDFs that we got either from data dump or provided by certain ERP or all these kind of sources where we have to first convert the PDF into Excel for our further analyses and calculations on top of it. And then this has been historically a huge problem for a long time. And although there's some native convert to Excel functionality for some old OCR system, but a lot of times it results in very messy and merged cells that is not in a ready to link, ready to use format. So this is where TabAI here it's coming in and trying to solve for you all. So today I will be showing some demo on how TabAI can process a PDF and then put that into a ready to use, ready to link table inside Excel. And we'd love to get your all thoughts on it and see if there's anything that you would like it to further achieve, or is it something that you will find super helpful for your own workflow. So let me share my screen real quick. So let me delete the one that I was just trying out. So here you see this TabAI bar, sidebar inside Excel. So it's very easy to put that in. You can just go to home and go to add-in here. And then the universe will look slightly different between Windows and MacBook. But then you can easily just like add more add-in and then search for TabAI. And then this is our edit button. We recently rebranded our logo, so like if you see a new logo, don't be afraid. So here I have a very messy like text form, and then I wanted to extract. Can you extract the capital accounts table from this K1 into sheet 3 with citations? So a recent feature which just shipped was about citations. Now, if you are uploading a small, medium-sized PDF and ask for citations, it can literally give you the exact location that it came from the PDF and load it inside this sidebar by adding a comment to each number that it found in the PDF. And you can always remove those for a button. We'll see it very soon. So now if you see, we have this clean table that is inputted into my sheet 3 as I asked. And then now it's adding these comments about what is the citation. It is like, what is the PDF name, which page it was. And if you see here, if I move my cell to this cell, it shows the citation sidebar where it shows what is this number, which cell location it is, where it came from, and then the confidence of the match. And then so if you pop open PDF here, it will bring you to the right page and highlight. You see, this is the beautiful piece where it actually highlights the location of the number that it came from. So it's very easy to check and make sure that this is doing it in the right way, because I like data quality is very important. It's like the foundation of everything further we can do. And a lot of the work we do in this industry is very high stake, because like if you accidentally mess up one number, it can mess up the whole analysis. So with this, hopefully that can bring you more confidence with how the AI is putting things into Excel. And then sometimes a human even make errors like copy pasting these numbers in. So this way we can easily check where it comes from. So if we see here, this whole table is all being populated and with like this area of the capital accounts table. And then if you see this original PDF, right, it's like a lot of pages with some other random info that we don't need. And we specifically only care about certain areas here. And then we can easily just ask AI to only extract these areas. And then at the end, after you review and then you don't want these comments to tag along these before you send to the client, you can easily just clear the citation here. That's like created by TabAI. But note that if you do this, like it's not reversible. So another way is that you can copy to a new tab and then save it for yourself, and then in the client version you remove that. So yeah, this is a small little demo here that shows the power of how a modern PDF to Excel can look like. So I'm curious to hear from the audience if you have any, what kind of PDF you run into that you keep having to put into Excel, and then what are the current pain point you're facing in terms of like what's the current method you're putting that into Excel, and then what do you think it can be improved? Anything from the audience? Feel free to test in the message box or speak up.
Hi, this is Eva. So if you have, for instance, thank you so much for everything. If you have, for instance, like let's say like a very long thank you or similar, and they have, let's say, different financial statements. What is the best way? Like the best way would be like, can you retrieve this financial statement from page and put it on sheet, whatever, like like the prompting, or I remember like trying once, and it initially didn't retrieve all the income statement, although I asked that AI to basically put it on 3 different tabs, and then basically I told that AI, okay, you missed this part from this page, and it basically reflected it properly.
Nice. Yeah, I think we all learn how to prompt it better as we interact with it more. But like, I think your way of prompting it is totally makes sense to me. You can literally point it to like, hey, can you put this into this sheet? And if you have a 3 statement, you can say, can you put it into 3 different tabs if you prefer it that way. So it like we can really just navigate it to like only pop up the right information we want in the right place. So we get Rich here in the message box saying, I've only tried using Acro, that is an old legacy software in-app conversion tool, and it's just really not that good. So I totally feel the same. I used to deal with a lot of fixed income reports that are in PDF, and I used that tool to convert, but it ended up being very messy. I have a lot of blank columns, a lot of blank rows. Things are merged, and then the labels are all over the place that are very hard to clean. So I think the industry has been longing for a solution that works better, and we're aiming to get us there like soon. I think this is something that can show some initial sign of what a good interaction with PDF can look like inside Excel. So Eva gave us another comment on recreating market research PDF to Excel. Oh yeah, and also converting financial statement to Excel is very time consuming. And Rich also commented the invoices. Yeah, I think all of these are very common PDFs that we have to put into Excel first. So maybe we can show, let's run this another example together. So this is a financial statement for a company, and we can ask it that, hey, can you put it into 3 tabs for the 3 statements, this citation. And then so how TabAI generally works is that it first reads your workbook structure to make sure it's writing into the right place. And then for a slightly complicated task, it will create a task list that shows you what it's going to do. So now here we see that it's creating the 3 tabs with 3 statements, and then after that adding the citation, and then formatting the 3 statement properly, and then verify all the data and formulas. So now we see the first tab is being created, and then the numbers are being popped up right here. Nice. Converted in number format. So Eva sent us question, just curious, the data that you converted in number format, because sometimes there are a bunch of space in front of the data, so you do, all right, okay, now do calculation. Yeah, that's just like, this is the same issue that I used to face, which is like we have to remove the space before the data can be transformed into number format to be able to add together or do any calculations on top of it. So if I think here we literally ask like the AI to parse it so that it only returns back the number only. So that definitely helps with that problem that we used to face with the spacing. Right now, these numbers are addable totally. Even if it's sometimes they don't, just ask TabAI to clean up the spacing. That totally works. That used to MacBook. But like just an example of like that you can add them together, like these are all number formats. That's a great question. I think the citation task will make the tool run slightly slower. If you don't need the citation, you can like ask it without citation, and these 3 statements will pop up much faster. So here we see that everything is linking to the right page with the income statement here mapping. And then if you ever want these to be in formulas, you can ask it to, hey, can you turn the total into formulas instead of hard-coded numbers? And AI can do that for you as well. So now we're moving to the second tab, which is the balance sheet. And it's adding citations for us. So after this, we can ask the AI to actually create you can ask it to create analysis on top of it. So that's usually the next step after PDF to Excel, which is like, hey, we finally have the cleaned, linkable, usable data. What do we do with it? So you can ask it to generate insights, generate charts, generate summary sheets, all these different kind of calculation or analysis you need on top of it. You can also work together with TabAI to figure those out. So, Andrew, do you want to speak out your question to the crowd?
Oh, yeah, just when we were designing this, we put the citations inside the comments. And we realized that certain people would prefer notes. So we were just deliberating whether we should put it in notes or comments, and which here prefers notes. And apparently one thing is, Iris told us that when you all put it in comments, if you shared this sheet with a few people, actually everyone gets an email when you put a comment. So we're not sure whether that is a problem that we all face.
Okay, yeah. we have Eva's voting for comment. Maybe we should do a small vote. I don't know how do we do poll Google Meet.
I guess we can build a feature where you can edit it to be notes or comments.
Yeah, you can save your preference inside TabAI. So here there's the memory button where you can tell TabAI your specific preferences. And for me, I'm saying that I prefer index match over VLOOKUP. And then I'm saying that you need to link, you cannot hard code numbers. You have to always link to the source data when you're creating formulas or analyses. Also, like I gave it a memory on filling up template. So like when it fills up existing workbook, you should only change the cells with numbers only. So these kind of your personalized memory will really help the AI to understand your preference better. Especially if you have a preferred color theme, fonts, all these different preferences you have with your work, you can totally tell the AI about that and you will remember. We can do a poll. It's interesting. So Iris here asked a question on what if we manually created a spreadsheet and wanted to double check with the PDF and TabAI make citations in the reverse process? That's a great thinking. You can definitely upload the PDF and ask the AI to check for you and be like, oh, that's my current member match with like what you read from the PDF, and then you can cross-check the data for you. Eva sent us a nice question on can TabAI extract graphics in PDF if the data is available, for example, the charts and stuff. So this is something we are actively testing and building on. Right now, if you just take a screenshot of that chart and just drag and drop or copy paste into the TabAI bar here, it can replicate the chart for you directly. So that's a much faster way to recreate a chart inside a PDF. You just simply take a screenshot and we can get it done. We can show an example after this. I think it's almost done here. Cool. Alrighty. So now we see the 3 statements are being popped up. I can find a chart real quick. Sorry. What's my chart? Google search pie chart, bar chart. So imagine if your PDF contain a chart like this. Maybe this is a bit find a good one. Maybe this. You can either take a screenshot or copy paste, and then paste it here. And can you recreate this chart for me inside and at the sheet you want to put it in? Inside sheet 5. I've never created a donut chart inside Excel. I wonder if there's something is doable inside Excel. We can see. Oh wow, that is fast. I can paste the original here, and then we can all check if that's right. It's even trying to mimic the color. Wow, it's actually quite good. So yeah, so we can cross check the number here. 45% for organic clicks, and then 25.6% for for this one. And then we can ask it to, hey, can you make it 1 decimal point as well in the chart display. So here, while this is running, Eva is asking for a question of when you are prompting to upload financial statements or similar from PDF, by typing verify all data and formulas, does TabAI add all the figures with formulas? So what I used to do is to first have it put from PDF into Excel, just with hard-coded data, so that we can easily check and see if it works, right? And after that, the way with the highest control is to create a copy of the tab, and also ask TabAI to create a copy of the tab, and then ask it to, instead of the hardcode number, change that into formulas. So that's, in this way, you could always cross-check between the source tab, which is the source of truth, with the new one that created with formulas. So if you're creating some similar, very simple formulas like totals, it usually it's with very high accuracy. But if you're creating some formulas which is like requires very complex logic to actually recreating like a DCF screenshot or something, it's really recommended if you keep the source of truth, the hard-coded data tab, and a new tab that with all these logic linking for like the DCF link logic, so that you can cross-check whether the AI got it right. So it's like complicated logic, it's recommended to do it that way. But if you're only doing total sum, then it's mostly fine. So now you can create me another chart. It didn't interesting. Maybe I wasn't being clear. I can go back and edit this and be like, can you make it 1 decimal point for the data labeling inside the donut chart display? So at the same time, I want to run another thing, which is let's see what Apple performed the best in this quarter. Like what product does it sell? So I'm gonna ask it, and you create a new tab with quarterly analysis of Apple's sales compared to last year. These formulas and visuals. So let it run, and then Eva is asking another question for another PDF. This is not a question, but it's like more of a comment, like another PDF to Excel example are extracting supplier contract terms to Excel for comparison, very tedious task. Yeah, if you don't mind, send us a example PDF that you could find online, or you can like change some. If you want, you can like kind of randomize the data. We would love to see like what kind of PDF that you face a lot, and then we can test it for you on our end, so that TabAI works very well with your structure. So I'm gonna test in this message box our email, so that you can like contact us and just send us any template you want TabAI to be able to achieve, and then we have a whole team to look into it, and we'll help you fix or improve the performance on your specific tasks. Can I have the email, please? Okay. So here, TabAI has created a new analysis tab, and then it is comparing the data for between last quarter and this quarter. I wanted to use formula. So while the TabAI is running here, I would love to like get more thoughts from the audience on like what do you feel like it's your biggest pain point right now with your workflow? How do you imagine AI can one day help you in the future? Any thoughts, comments are welcome. Then feel free to speak out. And then it would be great to meet you all. And actually, we can send our linking link, so we can connect with each other and furtherly discuss about these use cases. And also, if you have any idea for next webinar's topic, anything that is on top of your mind for the most time-consuming task you use with Excel, with that is like very urgency that you want it to be fixed, we can totally send us the same email address here in the message box, and we will look into it. Cool. I will stop sharing, and then I think today we'll end slightly early around 12:45, and then feel free to tell us what you think, and just unmute your mic, and we can have a small open floor here.
Hi, this is Eva again. Thank you so much. I think that it's amazing the capabilities that you are creating. And, sometimes I think what happens is sometimes you might have more complex PDFs, or sometimes you might have a very complex chart. The other day, I was reading DFT, and there was actually a very good analysis about business development companies. And they have, this graph with a lot of business development companies, the assets, percentage of leverage and so forth. And I tried to upload to TabAI. And, again, this is extremely difficult chart, and I will send it to you so that you can see it. So very, 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 very difficult. I'm not complaining at all about TabAI. And, I tried to run it and initially it came out with just a few business development companies. Again, this is a very messy chart, very difficult to read even as a human. And then, I told TabAI, you are missing quite a lot of business development companies, and it added more. But, the addition wasn't perfect. So this would be kind of a very exoteric chart that you will ever, need to extract information from. But, as an investor, for instance, it's useful because it can give you a list to explore. And then from that, you can start doing some research and see which ones are more attractive to you. So it can potentially give you a list of 25 or 30 different business developing companies to look at. So again, I will send it to you as experimentation, but it's something that, people would hardly ever find on a daily basis.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what that look like. And if you don't mind sharing it, like sharing the screen or anything, like feel free to do that as well. Is it like, what kind of chart is that?
Let me see if I can find it and share the screen, because it's embedded in one article.
I see.
But I'm going to try to do it if I can on the call, but otherwise definitely I will send it to you.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for sharing this use case. Yeah.
Thank you. And, again, this is kind of a very esoteric use case, because generally speaking, you don't find such a complex, chart, like you will ever find something like that.
Did you take a screenshot of that, or did you parse in the whole PDF?
I did take a screenshot. The only thing is that it doesn't really give you the live feature, which is when you go to the FT article, you actually kind of move the cursor from one side to the other, and you can see the figure. So I was, pretty impressed with TabAI, because to begin with, it could extract some of the figures that were not easy to extract. So that impressed me. But, it couldn't extract everything, because it's very difficult to. Let me see if I can maybe share my screen. How to share a screen. I don't know if you can see my screen yet. It's a presentation is starting, but I don't know if you can see it yet.
We don't see it yet. Maybe it takes a little bit to load.
Okay, hold on. Can you see it now? Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Okay, so again, that's why I'm saying this is a graph that you will pretty much need to work with in 1 out of 1 million, right? So that's why I'm not complaining about TabAI, because it's extremely difficult. So you see, like, you have all these things going on.
I see.
So it's extremely challenging even for a human as you move on with the very, very difficult. So that's why I'm not saying like this is extremely difficult for anybody, even for a human, to try to extract information, right? But it was interesting that it was TabAI was able to retrieve some of the information and started also grouping by large versus a smaller site and so forth. So in that one, it was very good. But again, you asked me, what is your dream? I showed my dream, but I understand this is extremely, extremely hard.
Well, thanks for telling us your dream. I think it's definitely doable. I think it might be to another method or like another approach, which will be more of like reading the HTML, like the whole web page, instead of like a screenshot, because like we see it's interactive for each data point. So like the data is definitely saved somewhere on your website, but like it's not like a static chart that we can see all these numbers labels very clearly. So that is definitely challenging. But I think we could definitely gather soon. Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing this use case. I really love all these charts from these websites that it's like very well thought, and with like all this, when you move the cursor, it's very interactive. But it definitely creates a lot of challenge if we want to recreate something like that in our own like Excel workbook.
Let's see if I can show you. If no one else, I don't know if someone else wants to talk. Otherwise, let me show you for a second what TabAI did, which I think that it was very impressive, to be honest. So you saw the chart, it was extremely difficult to retrieve. So initially TabAI produced this, which is, pretty unbelievable. Was extracting name, was extracting assets, leverage, and then this category, like the very large, small, and so forth. TabAI came with that. And then I added the first one, and I prompt TabAI saying, hey, you are missing BDCs here. I added this one here. Can you add more? And then basically it started adding and more.
Oh, nice.
And it started categorizing as well. So, I was impressed, to be honest, at what that AI could do, given the difficulty of this graph. It was extremely difficult.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Where's the data? Where's the source data coming from? Is it also on a web page?
I'm going to actually put the link on the chat. It was an article from DFT.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
I'm going to put the link on the chat. And basically what you have to do is, as you go to that article, you will have to scroll down until you find the chart. So you have to scroll down a little bit to find the chart.
Got you. Nice. Thanks for sharing that article. Wow, it is cool. It's very good visuals. Yeah, so anything else? How do I pronounce your name? Ayatza? Would you like to share something? Awesome. I think we're at time, and thank you so much for you all for attending and sharing your thoughts and your workflows and your articles you're reading, like you are. So thank you so much. And if you have any further questions or want to send us templates, please like reach out to the email address that's sent in the message box. And yeah, feel free to close the webinar, and looking forward to the next one. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you.